Hello, my culminating friends. It's Ron Coleman with Bryson Gray. Wow. The man of the moment. Everyone's interviewing him. He's on everything. Everyone's screaming about the Bryson Gray situation. I'm just getting caught up. But when I asked Bryson if he would get on the show, if he would culminate with you and me, man, did he answer fast. This is a guy, obviously, with nothing to do. He's got nothing going on. He's in Arizona. Bryson, how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Thank God, I'm pretty good. You know, actually, one of the things that first brought me to my attention to you was a comment that Mike Cernovich made about you, saying, what a nice thing it is to see a guy in your industry and a guy with your background talking about God, talking about, you know, I think the way Mike put it was becoming a godly man. I don't know if you want to necessarily accept, you know, a compliment of that magnitude. Well, Mike is a much more perceptive person than a lot of people realize. Who are you? What do you do? How'd you get there? Before we get to the controversy, introduce yourself to my old customers here on the ColemanNation.
So my name is Bryson Gray. I am 30 and I was born and raised in High Point, North Carolina. A lot of people know from previous articles that my grandmother was actually a Black Panther. And, you know.
That was the New Yorker article.
Yes, sir. So I got a lot of family history there. Me, myself, I grew up in technically a Christian family, but I view it as lukewarm. We didn't really follow the stuff in the Bible. You know, growing up in a Black community, you have basic things because most of us grow up in church. So there's basic things you just don't do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that here because it might be a little too controversial socially.
So wait, so you grew up in a rural environment?
I grew up middle class.
Middle class, but was it the suburbs? Was it in the city? Was it out in the country?
It was more like, I don't know how to explain High Point, North Carolina. So it's not the suburbs, definitely not the suburbs. And it wasn't the Section 8 hood. It was like literally just a it's like one of those regular neighborhoods you go through, you know, burglars happening and stuff though.
It wasn't on the farm, but it wasn't a suburb where people who just work in the city drive in. Because I'm trying to get the picture, and you know, you're saying that your family that went to church, your family that is, you know, working as a family, but you're not in the hood, as you say. But you became a rapper because what? Because everyone likes to rap, and everyone who wants to rap knows that they can make some money at it.
So I've been rapping since I was like 4. I'm not even trolling or anything. I've been rapping for a very, 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 very long time. And so the neighborhood I was in, I mean, when I grew up, all we did was fight each other, like literally fight. We men, that's what you do. You know, we fought and got into other mischief. But we used to walk to school. I used to like rap battle people walking back and forth to school. In 8th grade, I won Rapper of the Year. It's like, if I could find the yearbook, that'd be so hilarious to show that yearbook photo now. I won Rapper of the Year in 8th grade. And then I was on the radio when I was like in high school. I was a 106 in Park on BET when I was in high school. I had songs on the radio when I graduated high school. I performed with 50 Cent. I performed with 2 Chainz. I performed with Future. I've been doing music a very long time, and I've always had some type of independent. I've had songs in movies, but So
you're making a living at this?
Well, sort of. We was young and spending money, so we were probably making like $2,000, splitting it between the rap group a week. You know, it was like 15, 16 or stuff like that. So, and blowing it on stupid stuff. It doesn't even matter.
High school stuff.
Yeah, it was silly, but I kept doing that. But the truth is, I didn't even have my first real job until I was like 20 because I was making money from music all of my life.
Well, that's a real job too.
Yeah, music is a real job. That's true.
So so you're going along this path. You're getting a little bit more into the music business, which is not usually a godly experience.
That's true.
How's it going? So, you know, you were 20. Now what?
So this was funny. So when I was in my early 20s, I thought I was a real Christian. I used to be out here like, you know, Bible people a little bit, but I was still making worldly music. I was still cursing in my music. I was still, But I wasn't like deep into the Bible. You know how a lot of Christians, they only know a few verses out the New Testament, and then that's pretty much what we go with. I mean, that's pretty much how I was, preaching it. But then I just started feeling more and more convicted about my life, and where it really started is like, I want to say 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I had a song on the radio, and in my hometown. And I was also simultaneously talking about what I believed in, socially and a little bit politically, but I was really focused on the social aspects.
Had you begun your move to the right yet politically?
So a lot of people in the Black community are already right wing socially. Republicans just don't know how to pull that out. Like, a lot of us are not with the LGBT stuff, period. A lot of us are not with the we grew up in church, so socially it's certain stuff you just simply don't, you know what I'm saying? So
no, I do. This is a regular topic around my house. In fact,
yeah.
My wife has a story where she used to work in Newark. There are some Black people in Newark, and she was expecting, and the people in her building knew that she was expecting. And then after she had the baby, when she came back to work, one of the ladies that she used to always see in the lobby said, "Oh, what'd you name the baby?" She said, "Israel." Now, his name is actually Yisroel Usher. But in order to make it comprehensible to someone who doesn't speak Hebrew, she said, "Israel." And the Black lady said, "All right." In other words,
Yeah.
This is a woman who, she's not concerned about Palestinian rights or geopolitics. She's a Bible reading woman. She knows what Israel is and what Israel historically means in the Black church as well, going back to, the revival meetings. Okay, fine. So there you are. You already a little bit more conservative than everybody in the world thinks a rapper would be, and you have some kind of experience that transforms you.
Yeah, so I used to write like sort of manifesto blogs, like about what's going on, like the slippery slope of the LGBT stuff. I remember when they first started boycotting Chick-fil-A, like in 2015. I have blogs about it. But what really happens when I started talking about my politics, and then I was also at the same time starting to really look into politics and realizing like I don't like none of this stuff, because I used to think I supported Bernie Sanders. But when you start really reading, I read his website. I'm like, I don't like anything he's like. There's not one thing on his website I agree with, not one. It's like all silly stuff. But then I was like, let me see what the Republicans talking about. So I looked at it was Ted Cruz first. I didn't even know. I knew who Trump was, obviously, because he's very famous. But politically, I didn't really know what he was on. But I was looking at Ted Cruz, and he had God on his website talking about God. Because I don't know if you remember, what really got me into it is when Obama, after he won, they were voting to take God name like off the money. Do you remember that? They had like it was like a crowd vote. It wasn't like no official vote. They like say, if you still want it, then say yes. If you want to take it away, then say no, whatever. I remember watching that and I was like, what? This is silly. And then when Obama Supreme Court pretty much said screw all the state laws and passed the LGBT marriage bill, and said screw the state votes that just happened, because I went and voted. Then I was like, So I saw Ted Cruz, he had God, traditional family, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I like this. So then I started, slowly watching the Republican primaries. I'm sorry, Trump just wiped the floor with everybody. In my personal opinion, he had more spunk. He didn't sound like some regular politician. He said common sense. He just said it commonly. Like, no, we need to stop immigration. Simple as that.
I always said that Trump at his best wasn't always at his best, but who among us is? Trump at his best was actually a regular guy. He says things and he thinks things the way regular people do, and it wasn't as if he had this ideology of right-wingness. Rather, this is how regular, normal people see the world. Hey, maybe before someone comes to this country, they should ask permission. Maybe men and women should have separate bathrooms. Just guys sitting around the bar, guys sitting around, the backyard barbecue, the way most people who don't think they're being listened to or don't have to worry about the personnel department or have to worry about YouTube express themselves.
Facts. And that's what, like, what's funny is Ted Cruz might be more conservative, and I'm very conservative. But Trump was talking that common sense. He made me feel like he was going to actually do something. So then that's when I started supporting Trump, and I started wearing a big hat around my city. Before I went viral, I was just wearing around my city because like
What, a MAGA hat?
a big one. It was so the first time I went viral, it was because I wore a big, huge MAGA hat at a rally, and they asked me a question, and I used to wear it because I used to have on a regular one, and people were sending me death threats, and I'm like, I used to beat some of y'all up. I don't know who y'all talking to. So I saw somebody online wearing the super big MAGA hat, and I was like, okay, bet. So I literally bought that and just started wearing it around town. I used to go live on Facebook, and this might be crazy, but I used to dare people to say a place I won't go to with this song, and I just used to drive there on Facebook Live. I was only like 10, 15 people watching, but it wasn't about that. It was about people asking, like, who are these people talking to? I don't know who y'all thought this was, but so then the radio station basically was talking about how you're gonna stop supporting me and stuff, and this is what changed it. My mama called me one day. She hates when I tell this story, but I always have to because she the one. This is how it happened. She called me and she cursed me out. She said, "You are ruining your career. I thought you wanted to be a music artist." She said the phrase that changed everything. She said, "You can't be a political pundit and a music artist at the same time." She said, "You have to choose one." And I took that personally as a challenge. I took that personally. And then I made a song called Black Not Democrat, posted on Twitter. Then I went viral for the big MAGA hat at a rally. Then it just started.
This was a couple of years ago?
Last year? Is 2019. So 2019 is when I went viral for the big MAGA hat. But I made Black Not Democrat before that. It just didn't go viral. It had like 10,000 views on Twitter or something like that. But it was cool. I felt free making it. But the radio did stop supporting me. All the music connects I had, labels connects I had, they just never, I haven't talked to them since to this day. But now my mama is very proud.
How about Dad? I saw he gave you a hard time in that New Yorker article.
Oh, me and him argue all of the time. We literally used to go InfoWars. They used to bring us on just to debate.
But he loves you, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. The other day, this was funny. Because once again, when my dad started looking, the way we grew up, we're socially conservative. So he's a public school teacher, and they're trying to force this new age stuff on them the most. And he just simply doesn't like it. He literally just he can't stand it. So and when he see who's putting that into play, the other night on the phone, he was like, I don't know if I could be a Democrat no more. He didn't like Biden, but he's a lifelong Democrat. He said, I don't think I could be a Democrat anymore.
My mom hates Trump. She sits at home. She's a retired 81-year-old lady. God should take good care of her. And she watches The View, and she's in South Florida with all the other yentas. And she tells me how much she hates Trump. And I go, Mom, why do you hate Trump? He's such a liar. Okay. That can't ever be the answer because they all lie. So even if I'll spot you that Trump's a liar, that cannot be the answer. So my mother's from Cuba. She's her parents came from Poland and then to Cuba, and then they came to America. And she always used to tell me about the green card and her citizenship. I said, Mom, what do you think of all these illegal immigrants? And she said, oh, it's terrible. We had to wait, and we had to go through all this process. And I said, well, what do you think of the illegal? Well, I'm against it. I said, well, do you realize that's what Biden's all about, right? I hate that Trump. Can't stand him. Like, it's like you can't. So your parents at least were engaging with you. All right, so there you're beginning to catch on, but not in the professional music world because they've shut the doors on you. So how were you developing alternate sources of revenue and promotion? And
I had a job. I used to drive and deliver like juice and fix machines at schools. I do want to add another point though. My parents engage with me now. Like if I started going viral, they started seeing that okay, maybe Trump supporters aren't racist. But don't get confused. Like my dad was like really like upset with me in 2016 because I was planning to vote for Trump and he lost it. He literally lost it. Like it was serious. These weren't playful conversations. No. Him and my mama were literally cursing me out. Every time I posted on Facebook, they were like, you ain't no son of mine.
because they really, really, really thought that Trump was a racist. Right?
Yeah. It's like they view the supporters that way. It's the way that pretty much the Black community view the right, period. So I mean, it's what it is. So when you see your son doing that and it's affecting them because family members are like, what is your son doing? And you know what I'm saying? It's just it was a lot. But But yeah, it was hilarious. But so after that, I had a job. I had a regular job. I was making money. Me and my friends got a house. I was still making music. But when started the MAGA challenge, that's when the music started going crazy.
And that was the MAGA challenge. And the MAGA challenge was?
The MAGA challenge was a song I made, and I released a video in my room to do it, and I left the open space on the track for other people to rap to, and it went viral on Twitter. Next thing you know, Trump retweeted the MAGA challenge, and it was just insane.
I should have had that MAGA challenge. And so this was during the election?
No, this was in, what was it, 2019. This was like late 2019 when the MAGA challenge started. It was like so many articles about it because Trump said he was gonna pick a winner and we was gonna perform it at the White House.
Let's take a look.
That's the video that started it. Yeah.
Look at that quality. Look at. All right, I get it. So that's when you get on them. That's what puts you on the map. Now you're a thing.
So before that, I went viral because Trump posted me on his Instagram and said, "Thank you, Bryson," because of an interview I did at a rally. Somebody begged me to come to this rally, and I did not want to go because I did not see the point of wearing a big Trump hat at a rally where people would like it. I'm like, people will like it there. Why would I wear it there? It's not proving anything for me. It's not fun. And then he was like, please, 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 like, bro, I'll go. He was like, you gotta wear the big hat. I was like, bro. And then I did it, and somebody literally just walked up and interviewed me, and I just answered it how I readily would, and it went like viral. Trump posted on his Instagram, his Facebook. I ended up being like 20,000 followers in one day on Twitter. I said, what is going on? But yeah, so then after that, yeah.
So then you were in that space. Then you had achieved a certain amount of fame. Did you start making any money rapping yet?
No. So the way I viewed it then was like, I don't want to put it on iTunes. I don't want to put it on Spotify. This is just free for whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was still working my job. So then it started getting confusing because I started getting invited to places that I just simply couldn't go to because I was at work. And I was like, ooh. But then people was like, Bryson, we use Spotify. We use Apple Music. We want your songs on there. So then I was like, okay, I'll do it. Then after I released my album, MAGA Ain't Got No Color, then I started making some money from it.
And that's going along fine. And then I'm going to switch now to a news item and get us to this story right here. Okay, so the whole world, the big meme, this guy's racing cars. His name is Brandon. He won a race. The people in the stands see that there's going to be media, and they start the "F you Biden" chant. The announcer feels she's got to cover for it. How soon after that? Okay, so let me jump now into the next step. You'll tell me if I'm skipping a step, but I think this does it. I could watch that all day. Looking at that, there's a gun.
Mm-hmm.
What's the gun?
That was a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 with a drum magazine on it.
That's a real gun.
Yeah.
Is that your gun?
Yeah. I got a lot of those.
So it starts out with a couple of Bible verses.
Mm-hmm.
There's a recording of, is that
Joe Biden?
That's Biden talking about vaccinations, and then you start in with the rap, which is absolutely. I see even you as many times as you've heard it, you immediately started nodding your head in rhythm. Then boom, it's gone. Wait, it had already started working its way up. In fact, Jack Posobiec first got on my radar when he tweeted or retweeted someone's suggestion. We got to get this up to number one. What was it, on Spotify or on Apple?
On iTunes.
On iTunes, right? You got there, and either slightly before or slightly after, YouTube pulls the plug on you.
Yeah, so there is like 5 Let's Go Brandon songs. There's another one that was already going super viral on YouTube by another artist. The first person who made it was a country guy, but his didn't blow up like that. It's the got like 155,000 views, that's no small feat. Yeah, and then another country artist made it, but the rapper guy when he made it, it actually went viral on YouTube. And then like 2 more rapper guys made it. I did not want to make a Let's Go Brandon song. I like the chant because I don't curse. So I was like, thank you.
That's exactly what I was thinking. When you would talk, the first thing you said when we started talking was, I rapped, but I was, I don't curse. You used to curse, now you don't curse.
Mm-hmm.
And this is perfect because
this is like,
it's perfect for everyone because I also try to keep my feed family friendly, and the Let's Go Brandon stuff is magic. So, all right. So, well, why did the fact that there was another? What's the relevance of that to your situation? That the fact that other people were doing.
So soon as the trend went viral before any song was made, people were asking me to make a Let's Go Brandon song, and I'm simply saying no. Everybody's asking me no. Then I had a performance in Miami at MFest, and a Black conservative preacher. It's a guy named Black conservative preacher. He asked me, I don't want to do it. And Chandler Crump, the guy who's on my song, he asked me I said, I'm not doing. Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing it. So then when we got back, everybody was releasing theirs. Everybody started releasing theirs, and everybody was like, dang, everybody made it. And see, I was confused of why people would curse on the song called Let's Go Brandon. Why not just make an F. Joe Biden song? So the Black conservative preacher hit me up and was like, bro, please make one for my son. Because he knows I don't curse. He said, I can't let my son listen to the other versions. You know what I'm saying? He was actually upset that somebody would curse in the Let's Go Brandon song. He didn't understand it. So then when he pulled the son out on me, I said, I might have to do it. But if I do it, I got to get Chandler Crump since he brought it up first. And then I said, I got to put Tyson James on it because he's another real God-fearing man. So then we made it.
You made it. And let me just, a little pitch. Chandler, as we all know, Chandler is also a up-and-coming rapper, and we had him on the show as well. And he's a charming young man, as you are also aware. There he goes. And when did you meet Chandler?
Well, I met Chandler. Chandler and his brother, Mikael Crump, was 2 of the first people I met in this movement before anybody knew who I was at the Black Leadership Summit in 2019.
Okay, yeah, so he was out of diapers at least by then, right? He was already,
He was a little younger.
But man, he opens his mouth and he might, his voice hasn't entirely changed yet, but you're talking to a fully formed intellectual person. He's a fascinating guy.
Yeah, facts. It is crazy.
All right, so YouTube pulls the plug. Did they give you an explanation?
Yeah, so we released the video. It had like 70,000 views in less than 48 hours. It was like 26 hours or something. Next thing you know, I get an email in the morning from YouTube saying they banned the lyric video, which I was upset about. Like, this doesn't make sense. So I posted it on Twitter because I knew soon come they were going to ban the music video. People was like, just chill, the music video still up. 30 minutes later, they banned the music video, and then they rejected my appeal within 3 minutes. And it's just like, that's crazy.
But what did they tell you was the reason?
Medical misinformation, they say.
And what was so what would have been the medical information? I didn't I didn't thoroughly listen to the words at the very beginning. You just had the quotation from Biden, but I guess you're trashing him in the video because of his COVID policy. That was the thing that you decided to really target him on.
So I think what it was when I said the situation at hand in this country and how we refer to it, I said that wasn't real. They just planned it. Now, I wasn't saying it wasn't real. Yeah, I wasn't saying the virus wasn't real. I'm saying how they're trying to paint what's going on isn't real. It's planned.
So they need to protect the world from you.
Yes, from a rap artist, because everybody gets their medical information from rap artists. But you should get it from me because I'm kind of smart. But you know.
But I mean, my gosh, that's the amazing thing here. I mean, that's really the sort of topic of the podcast, which is, all right. So it may very well be that Bryson's wrong about this. Who the hell's listening to Bryson? We're listening to Bryson so we can tap our feet and have some fun, maybe get out the vote a little bit, but medical misinformation. So there's no free pass for a brother to get past the topical. In other words, just like our friend, the not really a friend of mine, Dave Chappelle, has learned, being black does not give you a pass for being politically incorrect. They're killing him, and they shut you down as well. Are you getting any hate, as they say, more than you were getting before? Now that you became, in other words, from like you said, the people whose derrieres you would have no problem impacting meaningfully. You're getting more of that now that that this controversy came into attention, or
no, the left been hating me, but people from my hometown actually are starting to, like, I've had people that send me death threats hop on Facebook and tell everybody I was right, because Biden just sucks so bad. I hate to say it. His politics is just so bad that I get messages every day like, bro, I can't lie, that boy. People don't tag me though. I get screenshots. They be like, I ain't gonna lie, that boy Bryson was right. Because I used to debate everybody in my city, like anybody you can think of. Like I was like, bro, come on, bro. And a lot of people are saying I'm right. And as far as like the talking heads in the music industry, they hate me. I don't know if you saw that article. I think Jack Posobiec posted it, where they were upset that I was past Adele, and they claimed Adele was gonna pass me in the morning. Instead, she got passed up. Not only did she not pass me, she got passed up by another Let's Go Brandon song. That's hilarious.
So far, no problems with iTunes, huh? They've been cool.
Yes, iTunes been cool. Now, I have had a song banned on Spotify before and SoundCloud. I get banned. I am when I say I'm the most banned rapper in the country, I'm not. It's not a joke. I'm not trying to do some marketing tactic. No. I'm being literal. I have a list, and I keep the list of things I've been banned on.
Yeah, and what were you banned from those platforms?
So Spotify and SoundCloud banned a song I have called "Safe Space" with Patriot J.
Oh, another friend.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do
I know all the cool black conservatives, or there's a hell of a lot more of you out there?
Yeah. So they banned that song. I got banned on Twitch for hate speech. There's an app for artists called Bandcamp that's known for not banning people. Like, so independent artists purposely use this app so they can do whatever they want. They banned me within 4 days of creating an account. TikTok banned me when I had 400,000 followers. My main Instagram banned me. Yeah, they banned me. Yeah, and kept the money I made from the creator fund. Twitch also kept the money I made also. Yeah.
Maybe we should talk when we get offline.
But then my Instagram account had 250,000 followers. They banned that. But my new Instagram is almost at 150K, so we getting back up there. Yeah, man. Well,
you got to follow me back so I can I can break the 10.2 thousand mark.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. All right. So you had some problems, but I mean, but iTunes is pretty much the most important platform, especially for music. You think you're going to be okay with them? They haven't given you any trouble in the past.
Not yet. Spotify is actually bigger than Apple Music, but Apple Music is big to the point where as long as they don't ban me, I should be okay. So Spotify hasn't banned me totally, but they did say if I try to re-upload a song, they'll ban my entire account. But
you mean a particular song?
Yeah, a particular song. Yeah.
Now, all right. So you're in Arizona now, but you don't live in Arizona. Where you left North? You don't still live in North Carolina, do you?
No, I moved from High Point, North Carolina, and I moved to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
and you're doing shows, you're doing appearances, you're doing speeches. What are you doing?
I'm doing performances. It just takes me longer than an average person because I drive to every place because I'm not wearing no mask. I haven't worn a mask in 2021 and I'm simply not doing it. So I drive everywhere. So we drove 24 hours here and we're going to drive 24 hours back.
All right.
Just how it works.
No, that can work. You know what? Traveling by plane isn't always more efficient. You know, the amount of time you spend in the airport getting jerked around and treated like cattle.
Yep.
So what's next? Do you think that getting on to, that this controversy has maybe helped you go up a click or two in terms of?
Yeah. So one of the most popular things I've had was my song called "Trump is Your President," and that was like #3 on Billboard charts. And I thought that was going to be like the peak because that was insane. Everybody was listening to "Trump is Your President," and then
is your president. Okay,
yeah, it's currently still my most popular song, but this song's probably gonna pass it. But then 2 months ago, I released my album "Letters to the Church," and that made #1 on the Christian rap album charts, Christian album charts. Period. Not just rap; it's all Christian music, and it was top 50 on top Christian albums. But this here, like, I'm on your show. I was on freaking Glenn Beck's show, like Glenn Beck. Like, what? Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry, man. Glenn Beck is the 90s. I'm the voice of the 21st century. He's an old guy.
So this right here, honestly, this might be, I've went viral probably a lot of times. This might be the most viral I've went as far as like one thing's happening at once.
So, I mean, in your case, it's worked out great because you maintained most of the platforms that you were on. Now, YouTube pulled the video, right? Not your channel.
No, but they give me 2 strikes in one day.
2 strikes in one day.
Yeah.
How does that work? 1, 2 strikes.
I had a lyric video up of the same song and a music video up. They banned both of those and gave me 2 strikes for that. What can I say?
Are you also posting videos on other video platforms like Rumble?
So I am on Rumble, but the one I try to upload to the most now is banned.video because they actually gave me an account and they actually will put my stuff out there. So with Rumble, I don't know, it's harder. So I am on Rumble though. I think it's real Bryson Gray on there, and I'm gonna start posting on there too because I'm 1 strike away. And to be honest, let me be honest with you. "Let's Go Brandon" is my least controversial song I've ever made. If you listen to my music, this is literally the least. There's no way you listen to my music and be like, "This is the one we're going to ban." That's just insanity to me.
Is there a chance you think that there's going to be, you mentioned Patriot J and Chandler, and of course there's Zuby and all these cool guys that I've had the privilege to become friendly with. Any chance that Black conservative young guys like you are going to be able to coalesce, do something more than be individual voices? Because right now, the political culture is the guys like you are outliers. Your Uncle Toms or your Coons or whatever they're calling you this week. Is there a plan? Could there be a plan? Could I convince you to start a plan? Can I give you a plan?
So it's already happening. So I don't know, like a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of new people that listen to me, but I have a song called "Hate Speech," which is exactly what it sounds like. And World Star Hip Hop, which is one of the biggest platforms in the hip hop world, posted a video.
World Star, did you say?
World Star Hip Hop.
World Star. Okay.
World Hip Hop YouTube channel. Yeah. And the reason why is I don't know how much I can say, but
you can say what you want.
No, I'm saying for the person I'm trying to say. So
that's not my problem.
There's somebody at World Star Hip Hop that's a Black Trump supporter that likes my music. So there's people that's there already. The problem is if we can't combat what's going on with our own narratives, then these people that's popular and have the same views as us, they're not going to come out and say it because they know it's not a winning tactic. They're just going to lose. So us beating Adele, we can take that and take it to Spotify. So the hardest thing for a conservative artist, a lot of us have been on Billboard charts. A lot of us have been on top of iTunes, but it's hard for us to get on the Apple Music charts or the Spotify charts. That streaming is a different beast altogether. If we can start competing with them on that level, then I guarantee you there's going to be such an uptick in just rappers you've been known all your life coming out with songs talking about what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be the ones to do it because they're already scared. In their mind, they got too much at stake. Me, I'm a crazy man. I can lose every dime. I don't really care. So, if we can take that to the next level, and we're doing it, like beating Adele on her comeback, that's a little far-fetched. That's the fact that I posted this on Instagram. I said, because it was when we passed, there's another Let's Go Brandon that was number 2 trying to pass Adele. We passed that Let's Go Brandon. And then I was checking the numbers and I was like, we might not catch her. It's Adele. So I posted on Instagram. I say, we might not catch Adele. Maybe by the morning, I'm going to just go to sleep. And then I woke up and we passed her. It's Adele. I'm saying so.
Well, this is interesting. Just doing a little poking around and I found this fascinating article.
I've never seen that article.
World Star Hip Hop posted a truly awful pro-Trump rap song, and you're gonna hear it. And this is
people were pissed.
Oh, this is about you. This is about your. So
the song wasn't even pro-Trump. That's if you listen to the song, I named the song hate speech because people I don't know. When I grew up, we picked on each other and everybody wasn't sensitive. So everybody gotta stop being punked. So I made this song to just, you need to be offended. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to, make your palate stronger.
I'm looking here at a few pictures, a few rappers. Of course, Kanye. Now he got burned. Part of the problem with Kanye is that he's Kanye. That's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because the good thing is he's a genius.
Yep.
A creative genius. And he's also a lunatic, like a lot of creative geniuses are. I had 50 Cent, but apparently 50 Cent had to, I think, back down a little bit.
He felt like he had to.
He had to, right? Because why did he have to?
Well, he felt like he had to because
he felt like he had to.
Yeah, because he knew what was happening.
Lil Wayne and this handsome lad, Lil Pump. So there are other guys out there. It has to. You know what? I think is what you're telling me is it has to make sense. It has to make financial sense from the music point of view. And the fact is, I guess you can't get away from the fact that rapping is a major cultural shaper of opinions in the Black community.
Rap is for the younger community. Rap is the most popular genre in the country now. That's something that's something people can't escape. Even if, because a lot of sort of like, I don't like rap, I don't listen to rap. I say, but I bet you your grandson, your granddaughter, your kids, somebody is listening to rap because it's the most popular genre in the country now. So I tell people, there's a lot of conservative rappers. In my opinion, everybody ain't, the best rappers available. But to me, there's a good 5 or 6 conservative rap artists that don't curse in their music and are fire, in my opinion. And like, we should always have albums and songs at the top of the charts. Like what we did with my song Let's Go Brandon, it shouldn't have took it getting banned to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe that, however, will be the the silver lining. That's the term. The silver lining out of being banned. Bryson, I'm so grateful for you making time to talk with me today, and I'm going to urge Jeremy to get this out as soon as we can because it's hot. You're hot. I'm old, so I want to make sure I'm alive when this comes out. But great things are happening, and I'm glad that we're now mutual follows. Like I said, I need you on Instagram. I need the help, and we'll talk again soon, I hope. And I'm going to be watching you and everybody else, and maybe we'll talk again soon.
Let's do it. Thank you, man.
Thank you.